varietals
In
of
the
olives
quest
that
for
have the
better health
highest
and disease
number
prevention,
of
what we put on our plates may be just as important as the medications we take. This is the profound message from Dr. William Li, a world-famous medical doctor and scientist from Harvard University. Dr. Li has spent years studying how the foods we eat every day can work like medicine in our bodies to fight illness and help us live longer, healthier lives. Dr. Li is the president and founder of the Angiogenesis Foundation, a group that looks for new ways to prevent and treat diseases. His work has led to over 40 FDA-approved treatments for serious conditions like cancer, heart disease, and vision loss. He is also a best-selling author, with books like Eat to Beat Disease and Eat to Beat Diet, that explain the latest science on food and health to everyday readers. One of Dr. Li's main ideas is that the food choices we make at each meal, breakfast, lunch and dinner, are like a kind of chemotherapy or treatment for our bodies. But instead of harsh drugs with lots of side effects, the medicine he's talking about comes in the form of delicious, natural foods that are packed with special nutrients and compounds. Through his research, Dr. Li has found that 30 to 35% of cancers linked to the environment or lifestyle could actually be prevented or treated by eating the right foods. Amazingly, autopsy studies have shown that many people are walking around with tiny, hidden cancers in their bodies. 40% of women in their 40s have microscopic breast cancers, 50% of men in their 50s have small prostate cancers, and almost all of us will have tiny thyroid cancers by our 70s. But here's the exciting part. Dr. Li believes that if we feed our bodies the right foods, we can stop these tiny cancers from ever becoming a real problem. In his book, Eat to Beat Disease, he looks at over 150 different foods that have been scientifically shown to boost our health defenses, improve our metabolism, reduce body fat, and help control things like blood sugar and hormones. So what are some of these powerful food medicines that Dr. Li recommends? One great example is the humble tomato. In a massive study of 79,000 men tracked over 20 years, researchers found that guys who ate cooked tomatoes 2 to 3 times per week had up to a 50% lower chance of getting prostate cancer. And for the men who did still get prostate cancer, those who chowed down on more tomato sauce actually had fewer blood vessels feeding their tumors. The secret weapon in tomatoes is a nutrient called lycopene. Lycopene is a fat-fighting compound that revs up our metabolism by activating a special kind of fat in our bodies called brown fat. This good fat actually burns up the bad white fat that can make us sick. Lycopene also improves cholesterol levels and helps shrink our waistlines. In one study, healthy young women ate 1 tomato before lunch every day and were able to lose weight and speed up their metabolism without even being overweight to start with. To get the most lycopene from tomatoes, Dr. Li says it's important to cook them, especially with a healthy oil like olive oil. Heating the tomatoes for just 2 minutes breaks down the lycopene into a form that's much easier for our bodies to absorb, up to 50% more. And after 30 minutes of cooking, that jumps to 2.5 times more absorbable lycopene. Olive oil is also key because lycopene is a fat-soluble nutrient, meaning it dissolves in oil, not water. By cooking tomatoes in olive oil, way more of the lycopene can get into our bloodstream compared to just cooking them in water alone. And certain types of olives, like Italian Marola, Greek Caroni, and Spanish Pica, are especially high in cancer-fighting compounds too. But the power of food medicine doesn't stop at tomatoes. Dr. Li highlights several other fruits that pack a serious health-promoting punch. Take pears, for instance. Pears are loaded with a compound called chlorogenic acid, which is also found in apples. Chlorogenic acid is like a natural fat burner. It cranks up our metabolism and helps our bodies break down harmful fat deposits. Even cooler, it can actually block the growth of new blood vessels that feed tumors, essentially starving cancer cells and stopping them from multiplying. Another amazing thing about pears is their sky-high fiber content. Just one medium pear delivers a whopping 5 to 6 grams of dietary fiber. That might not sound like much, but a study from the MD Anderson Cancer Center found that getting this amount of daily fiber can cut the risk of cancer progressing or becoming fatal by an impressive 30%. In the study, melanoma patients who were getting immunotherapy treatment had way better outcomes if they were also loading up on fiber-rich foods like pears. So pears aren't just delicious. They could literally be life-saving for some folks battling serious diseases. Moving on to another fantastic
cancer-starving,
fruit, let's talk about kiwis. These little green powerhouses are absolutely jam-packed with vitamins and antioxidants. In fact, research shows that eating just one kiwi per day can arm your blood cells against DNA damage, helping them neutralize up to 60% of incoming threats. And if you bump that up to 3 kiwis daily, which Dr. Lee says is totally doable if you toss them in a yogurt parfait or smoothie, you can actually help your body repair any damaged DNA strands, keeping your cells strong and healthy. Kiwis are also a secret weapon for gut health. In a small but fascinating study out of Singapore, female volunteers ate 2 kiwis per day for 4 days. When the scientists analyzed their stool samples, glamorous, right? They found that the women had 35% more lactobacillus, a beneficial probiotic bacteria, after just 24 hours of kiwi loading. And over the full 4 days, their levels of another awesome gut bug called bifidobacteria skyrocketed by a jaw-dropping 177%. Why does this matter? Well, lactobacillus and bifidobacteria are like the superhero sidekicks of our digestive system. They churn out special compounds called short-chain fatty acids that cool down inflammation, regulate our lipid and energy metabolism, and even strengthen the protective mucus layer in our gut, warding off the dreaded, leaky gut syndrome. So while kiwis might be small, they're definitely mighty when it comes to keeping our microbiome happy and healthy. Berries are another big winner in Dr. Lee's Food as Medicine playbook. Deeply hued berries like blueberries, blackberries and raspberries get their vibrant color from compounds called anthocyanins. But these natural pigments do way more than just look pretty. They're also powerful anti-angiogenic agents, meaning they can cut off the blood supply to cancerous tumors and stop them from growing. Anthocyanins also give our immune systems a big boost, helping our body's natural defenses work better and faster. One important tip from Dr. Lee when it comes to berries: go easy on the sugar. Berries are plenty sweet all on their own, thanks to Mother Nature's gifts. Drowning them in added sugar can actually undo some of their amazing health benefits. A little sprinkle is fine if you need it, but try to let the natural berry goodness shine through as much as possible. Strawberries, in particular, are a real standout in the berry family. Like their cousins, strawberries are fantastic for revving up a sluggish metabolism. But here's the really incredible thing: even though strawberries do contain some natural fruit sugars, eating them regularly has actually been shown to improve blood sugar control. In a study where participants noshed on strawberries to give their metabolisms a kickstart, not only did they slim down and shed harmful belly fat, but their blood glucose levels stayed nice and stable too. This flies in the face of the common myth that fruit is too sugary for people watching their blood sugar. As Dr. Lee explains, the unique blend of nutrients and compounds in strawberries, and many other whole fruits, actually helps our bodies process and burn carbs and sugars more efficiently, so they don't cause blood sugar spikes and crashes like processed junk foods do. So if you're looking for a sweet treat that won't derail your diet or your blood glucose, reach for a juicy red strawberry, or 10. Last but definitely not least on Dr. Lee's list of food medicine superstars is the gorgeous and delicious pomegranate. Pomegranates have been prized for their unique sweet tart flavor and glittering ruby seeds for centuries, but modern science is just now catching up to what ancient cultures seem to have known all along. These fruits are true nutritional gems. The real magic of pomegranates lies in their juice, which is absolutely loaded with compounds called ellagitannins. These bioactive nutrients are the ultimate multitaskers, working overtime to keep our bodies healthy and disease-free. For starters, ellagitannins are potent anti-angiogenic agents, meaning they can choke off the blood supply to cancerous tumors and stop them from growing and spreading. But the benefits don't stop there. L-agitannins are also fantastic for our gut health. When we drink pomegranate juice, these compounds help feed and grow a very special type of probiotic bacteria called Akkermansia. Dr. Lee calls Akkermansia the guardian of the gut, because it plays such a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of our intestinal walls and warding off inflammation and disease. In fact, Akkermansia is so important that it may even be the key to understanding why some cancer patients respond incredibly well to certain immunotherapy drugs while others don't see much benefit at all. Researchers have found that patients with robust Akkermansia colonies in their guts are much more likely to have a strong, positive response to these treatments, with their immune systems effectively wiping out their tumors. So if pomegranate juice can help us cultivate a thriving population of this beneficial bacteria, that's a pretty huge deal. The really great news is that you don't necessarily need to shell out for fancy pomegranate juice to reap these rewards, although if you enjoy it, by all means, have at it. Dr. Lee notes that other deep red and purple juices like Concord grape juice and cranberry juice can also help boost Akkermansia growth in the gut. The key is to look for juices that are 100% fruit juice, without a ton of added sugars or artificial ingredients that could counteract their good-for-you properties. So what's the bottom line when it comes to using food as medicine? According to Dr. Lee, the most powerful and protective diet is one that's built around whole plant foods. Think fresh veggies, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts and seeds. He recommends limiting red meat and cutting out ultra-processed junk foods as much as possible, since these can promote inflammation and feed the growth of harmful bacteria in our guts. But the real beauty of the food as medicine approach is that it's not about deprivation or following a super strict set of rules. Instead, it's about abundance, variety and the joy of eating delicious, colorful meals that just so happen to be incredibly good for us too. Dr. Lee stresses that there's no single, superfood, that holds the key to perfect health. It's really the sum total of all the different healthy foods and drinks we choose to put on our plates and in our glasses day after day. So, go ahead and load up on the tomatoes, treat yourself to a perfectly ripe pear, snack on a kiwi or two, fuzzy skin and all. Toss a handful of plump berries into your morning oatmeal, and raise a glass of ruby red pomegranate juice now and then. But most importantly, have fun with it. Experiment with new recipes, explore the rainbow of fresh produce at your local farmer's market, and take pleasure in knowing that every vibrant, wholesome, lovingly prepared meal is like a little love letter to your cells, a promise to nourish and protect them so you can feel your best for years to come. Because at the end of the day, that's really what eating for health is all about. Not chasing after some impossible ideal or adhering to a punishing regimen, but simply learning to appreciate and savor the profound power of good food. Food that tastes amazing, leaves us feeling nourished and energized, and just might help us live a whole lot longer with a whole lot more vitality along the way. And if that's not the ultimate recipe for wellness, I don't know what is. Finally, if you find this video useful, please comment number 1 below and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more healthy ideas. See you next time. Thank you very much.